10多年，他不知道状况，可是我见一次面就问出来，
你就知道了。
对。
好，直播初级，开心自己，非常感恩。无论您在哪里，跟我们连线，一起来传法随续缘财，连线读书，一起来往相互激励，说此际，相约文法心笃定，相信自己有潜力，永葆初心正精进。刚才的回顾影片是感恩琼奇师姐，掌声感恩琼奇师姐。我们的影片制作团队一共有14个人哈，棒棒接力。然后这个礼拜我们一起要看的电影是一步一步的爱哈，大爱影展真的是精选之中精选。然后因为最近大家有没有一直看到他？有一个小男生，有一个小女生，我们来看一下哈。
7月为什么是吉祥月？因为刚说。
Hello, good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's an inspiring morning, and right now you are watching a video. It's a little volunteer, Guo Chengzhi. He is talking about most of the people, they consider that Lunar July is the month of a ghost, hungry ghost. But the little Tzu Chi Volunteer, Guo Chengzhi, he said that the Lunar July is an auspicious month because ever since the Buddhism era started, we have went through thousands and thousands of Lunar July with many good lucks. In addition, that Lunar July is also a month with joy. Little volunteer, he said that every day he went to Jingsi abode and meet Master Zhengyan in the morning, and he was always very happy and joyful. So Lunar July is the month with joy, and it's an auspicious month. And now let's continue to watch another video. And so Guo Chengzhi, he said that Lunar July is also the month to pay the gratitude to our parents. And not only to pay the filial piety to our own parents, but also we need to treat all the elders in the world as our own parents and love the people in the world. And this is a truly gratitude. So Lunar July is the month with joy, auspicious, and gratitude. So thank you for Dao TV. This month we invite the little Tzu Chi Volunteer to tell us the meaning of the Lunar July. And this is a Jingsi aphorism that we like to share, that poor but spirituality rich describe one who is contented and positive in attitude. So putting life into great use when the elderly continue to contribute to themselves. And every week we have to remind ourselves that the Master Zhengyan's ideal talents are those who are open-minded and can control over the temper. We work hard and harmoniously with all the peoples. We show our good manners in speeches and actions. So with these characters, Master Zhengyan will feel relief because then we can become Master Zhengyan's ideal talent. So let's put our hands in front of our chest and say, Master Zhengyan, please be relieved. We will be your ideal talents. And then we can see that Master Zhengyan give her blessing and give her feedback and with the thumbs up. So you may show your thumbs up to the friend and relative that sit next to you and say you are great. Master Zhengyan say you are Dharma messengers, so you need to pass on Dharma teaching and Dharma essence mindfully and diligently. And on 25th of February in 2020, Master Zhengyan gave us her blessing, encourage us to use many different languages in interpretation. So many people, they can be connected and understand Tzu Chi. So right now we have 19 different languages in written translation. So today is the first week of the month. So we will have English and Japanese and all kind of language. And on the screen, you can see these two Japanese volunteers. They did not understand Master Zheng Yan teaching. They have to understand Master Zheng Yan's teaching through translation. So they say, in this life, I may not understand Master Zheng Yan's teaching, but if I can get familiar with Master Zheng Yan's voice and engrave it in my heart, then next life, I may have a chance to understand Master Zheng Yan's teaching. So we should feel very blessed because we can listen to Dharma teaching directly. So let's thank you, those volunteers dedicated and to give us their professional interpretation service list today. And we also have Cantonese interpretation. And thank you for those volunteers. They're from Australia, Hong Kong, and Malaysia. And also have a staff from Jin's abroad. And we have also had volunteers. Not only they do the interpretation on Cantonese, but they also have do the English and the Malay. And this is the team member that doing the Malay interpretation. And also we have the volunteer also from Malaysia and some are from Australia. So many are capable for several different languages. And this is the team members from Taiwanese interpretation. Again, thank you for sisters and brothers' dedication to give us a wonderful translation. So Master Zheng Yan said, if you work in a team, it can be internal. But if you work alone, you will be impermanent. So today I'm going to introduce one of our team, that is active teams. And so thank you for sisters and brothers' contribution. So like since everyone said that no matter where you are, let's work hard together. He will make us better and better because we are not alone and because we have the same faith. So thank you for everyone. And next we're going to the feedback. So right now we have received the instant message from a participant from Guangxin from Canada. And she says that the Wednesday online study group is a platform to receive the positive energy. We also have feedback from Thailand, from Malaysia. So thank you for your message. And Su Meiling, she is the team member. And Han-Wen from Jiayi, Han-Wen will be here next week. And Beijing from Zhou Racing. And because of the weather, we always feel not comfortable. But once we get on the online study group, it's so comfortable. And Changchun, she said that the warm weather in Changchun make us not feeling well. But again, joining online study group is always heartwarming and very good. And during the lunar July, in the month of the lunar July, it is more important to get on the online study group to receive the positive energies. So please give us your feedback, and no matter where you are. And we also have greetings from different participants from different countries and cities. It is always encouragement and always very inspiring. it is so important to give us your feedback. Thank you. So let's go through the feedback we received last week. It's close to 200 messages were received, and resharing for 75 times. So let's look at last week. And thank you for Shi Jing. She transferred the many message from the participant in mainland China. So Kunshan, she said that she feel gratitude for the elders in Kunshan, even it's a far distance, but they can listen to the sharing from different speakers and receive the positive energies. And Shi Jing, she said that it's a very strong team behind teacher Mei, because behind the screen, they are very strong team. Everyone works so hard to accomplish the mission to make the online study group very smooth. So hopefully maybe next time, teacher Meiyun can make a tool and show us a video how the team members work behind the screen, so that the participants will appreciate the ability to get on the study group. And this is feedback on the brother Liang from Hong Kong. Appreciate his diligence to promote the vegetarian diet in Hong Kong, and admire their dedication to build the Tzu Chi Environmental Action Center, which was designed with all the recyclable items. And well, feedback on the guiding reader, Wu Chenyao, who is from the Teacher Association. And so Ransi, she said that the topic, the influence of COVID on online education, it's a greater challenge. And now you can see many feedback on the Li Qichen. And Li Qichen will participate in the morning assembly tomorrow. And she is going to share how she experienced the online study group. And so the feedback, the participants said that the Meiyun bookstore in Hualien had brought many people's interest. And hopefully next time, if people they come to Hualien, definitely they will stop by the Meiyun store. So the Meiyun store from Li Qichen. Li Qiren was is a very kind, compassionate person. So she is more than just like a doctor. There are so many feedback on Li Qichen sharing. So the Dr. Li Qichen is very happy because he was impressed by so many participants. And now we can see the feedback from Zhang Shunquan. He is the planner. He is the program planner of the Tzu Chi Culture and the Communication Foundation. So Healing Fruit, this program, is always will heal people with suffering and pain. So thank you for his sharing, because everything that they will watch this program. So Healing Fruit is a good program, and it's worth for everyone to watch this program. And Taiguo Jingshu, she also said that it's a good program. So Healing Fruit program. And now we can see the feedback on the brother Baoyu from Tainan. The people say that Wang Baoyu's dedication by accompanying the elder in so many different care facilities is great. and also the mentally challenged children from shelter workshop. It's inspiring. And now we can see Canada, Liangjun from Canada. And it's a very beautiful performance for those children from shelter workshop. And Emily Guang from Canada, she said that we care and we share. During the COVID-19 pandemic, there are so many problems, but because of love, they will care all the elders. So now we can see the feedback from Jinhui and Xueyu. This is a charity group. So although let's give them a big hand. We also appreciate the message from different countries. You can also leave your message on the YouTube, like participants from Malaysia. And she said that we appreciate. She said that guidance to all the speakers, and we need to hold on the tears swelling in our eyes. We are inspired, amazed, and deeply awakened by the devotion and the dedication in uplifting over people's lives. And she also says that Dr. Lee is our secret admirer. We must emulate your spirits of great love, and surely we will visit your bookstore sometime. I'm very sure that the bookstore will remain open forever as we have a deep faith. Yeah, Dr. Ling's bookstore had brought many people's interest. And we also have the Chinese message on the YouTube platform. Mostly they admire Wang Baoyu. Brother Wang Baoyu is sharing from Tainan. It's always inspiring and encouraging. And Tzu Fang, she says that the mini bookstore is a good place and is a heartwarming place for everyone to spend their time over there. So please, when you leave the message, please tell us where you are, so we can read your message to everyone. So every one of your message, no matter it's short or long, is always encouraged through different platforms. It's a very good encouragement to all the speakers. And now you can watch the screen. Those are the pictures drawing from Ran Si, who was in Malaysia. And she also drew the picture for the Dao ITV drama. And now even the Tzu Chi publication magazine also is going to invite her to draw the picture too. So next, we're going to call out to Melbourne, Australia. But somehow,
可以马上请雪玉过来，然后我利用雪玉的时间。好，对不起，可能他那边连线有的状况。好，那请口译团队，对不起哈，我们墨尔本的心仪师姐她可能。
Well, there's some problem, between our links to Melbourne. So for the second unit, which is like a call out to like a Melbourne, then we have to just postpone it And right now, then we will have like a Ding Xueyu to be our guide, like a guiding reader today. And actually, she is now doing the oral interpretation now, so she is in a hurry here. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, okay, now let's go to Melbourne now. Okay.
I'm so proud of myself being a vegetarian. Look at me saving the people of Earth from hunger and disease.
Let's watch the news first. As you can see, there's the Tzu Chi use college youth they get the vegetable box and with all ugly food or vegetables, and then will need to utilize all the materials to make meals and then share online. So they also make a lot of games online, and then each items or each task needs to help the audience to know the weather, the climate of the world right now, and then the food crisis in the world right now. So as you can see, they are very energetic and very care about the world. And even though they got the ugly food or not very a lot of food, but they can still make very good meals. Why I'm saying about the Tzu Chi use association, because later we are going the presenter, she is also a Tzu Chi college age members. As you can see, there are a lot. They develop or create a lot of games in their camp. They let the audience and then the participants know what you can do to protect the world. And so you cannot wait to be good to your parents and then do good things to the world. And they hope that there are more and more young people can join them. So I believe you can also think they are very, they have a lot of thoughts and they are very energetic. As you can see, those kids, those children, their graduation ceremony from the Tzu Chi Humanity School. So we are very thankful our presenter from Australia, but they put the Tzu Chi spirits into action. They use the game very popular right now around the world, but actually the content of the game still is all about the environment actions or environmental protections. So they pick up the trash along the streets. You will maybe be shocked that they really collect a lot of trash on the road, because the people and the Tzu Chi members did a lot of things in Australia, Melbourne, Australia. So as you can see, the local TV channel also report the actions of Tzu Chi members back then. So what they've done, or what have they done to let the local TV channel report their actions. So now we are going to travel to Melbourne, Australia together. So even though we are very shocked, or we are kind of nervous earlier because of the equipment problems earlier, but I believe right now we are fine. So let's welcome Cindy Ye from Melbourne, Australia. Hello, everyone. all the members from the world. You were gone, so it made us nervous. I was also shocked at that time. Yeah. So things would happen. So I was very glad that honored to have this short time to share what we've done in Melbourne, in Australia. I don't know if you know that actually Australia is the best place or the best city, country, the best country to live around the world. As you can see, the city was full of green and full of trees. Sorry, Cindy, I need to interrupt you. Oh, you forgot to share the PowerPoint. Okay, I will do that later. I just want to share my story. Maybe you will think that Australia is very beautiful, but actually it was affected by the pandemic during these 2 years, and it was kind of inconvenient. Okay, so why it is 262 days under the pandemic instead of 365 years? Actually, the 262 means that we are locked down for that long. Actually, Melbourne becomes the longest city for the lockdown around the world under the pandemic. During these 2 days, we've been locked down for 6 times after 2020 years. And it includes that we cannot go out from our home away from over 5 kilometers. And we only can go out to buy some goods necessarily. And also we can go out for exercise, but less than 2 hours. But also needs to the distance also need to be stayed in within the 5 kilometers, unless you are going to go see doctors or go out to take care of patients, or you need to go do the work, some work that you are allowed to go out. For example, medical professionals, or you need to go out to get the vaccine. For example, like I am a nurse, I can go out because I need to go to go to work to take care of the patient. Usually, people will say that if you live in Australia, actually you are live in the heaven. But during these 2 days, actually, it's not heaven anymore. There are a lot of restrictions of our daily life. So we need to make a registration or make a apply for the permission to go out. And we need to put on a mask under the request. And now, even though it's in the past, it's very easy to get things around our home, but during these 2 days, it's not convenient anymore. So I would like to share what the Tzu Chi members have done during these 2 years between the lockdowns. I would like to thank all the Tzu Chi members around the world and all the Tzu Chi members in other cities in Australia. And a lot of family members know that we were locked down. And so they sent a lot of goods or sent a lot of materials, supplies to Melbourne. But actually, it was very hard at the beginning because all the volunteers was requested to stay at home. So they have to think a lot of ways to collect or to manage all the supplies. So actually, at the beginning, all the institutions, also hospitals, they are not. At the beginning, they don't know. They didn't get enough supplies at the beginning when the first lockdown. So we start to contact the institution and or the aged care homes, special schools, or institutions. So we contact with them, and then we asked what they need. So, for example, we asked a lot of aged care homes and asked what they need. So, as you can see on the picture, most of us on the pictures, most of us are the medical professionals. So, and because of that, then we are allowed to go out or to go away from our home over 5 kilometers, because most of the residents are not allowed to go out from their home. Besides the hospitals, or there are a lot of Buddhist temples. We also want to visit them, and we went to a lot of Buddhist temples and brought the blessings or supplies from Tzu Chi, from the masters Zhengyan, and also the face mask or protective shields for the medical professionals. As you can see, our volunteers, they stay at home and then make all the face masks and protective shields, and then to the medical members. So I was also the one who get the protective shields, and I also share all these supplies to my colleagues. So they were all very happy, and then they thought because all the volunteers, they're not related, but they would like to. They did a lot of things for them, so they were very touched. The teacher may said that because our immediate actions, for example, we provide give the money to people who need it. So the local TV channel reported the actions, and then so there are a lot of people know in Australia, in Melbourne, what volunteers have done. And also the promotions of being vegetarian was the main teachings from the Master Zhengyan. So at the beginning of this year, we would like to promote everyone being vegetarian. And I very lucky that each time we want to do something big, and then there was a break of the lockdowns, so we can do a lot of things or do this kind of activities during those days. For example, we made a lot of street food or local dishes, and then sell them for charity every 3 months. And people can do something to the world, good things to the world. As you can see on the pictures, As you can see on the pictures, people, volunteers, a lot of volunteers did their meals at home. And also we have the classes or online to help to promote people to being vegetarians. We also give people a vegetable box, even though actually it's not really ugly, but it's not the most beautiful vegetables or fruits, but all of them are very fresh. Were very fresh. During the sessions, actually we also had the bushfires. We provide the financial assistance in person for the first time, but after that, we only could do that online. I've shared to the member volunteers. Actually, during these 262 days, even though we didn't get in touch in person, but actually we did a lot of things, or we online, or did a lot of activities, or we seize all the chances to do more and more things. So we are very grateful that we have the chance to do all these things. Hope that I wish all the best to everyone, and hope we will get the freedom and in shortly. I would like to thank Cindy. Cindy. I would like to thank you, Cindy. She's very energetic. No matter where they are, no matter which country they are, we know that in Melbourne, far away from Taiwan, but actually there are a lot of energetic persons and energetic youth that they did so many things to help the world and to make the world become more and more good, become better and better. So actually, she worked in a hospital, and because of this sharing, she called off today. So hope that because of this sharing, there are more people knowing that what volunteers in Melbourne what they've done, and hope that everyone can give them big applause and then give some courage words or something to give them some encouragement. So Linda from North California, thank you everyone. Thank you all the team. Thank you every good words online. So Shijing and Wenqing, our volunteers. So thank you. They will come to sharing next week. And Xie Mei Hui said that, good morning, online study group. Hope that you can tell us where you are from. And Zhang Li Yu would also like to know where you are from. This is Wei. Good morning from Laos. Thank you for more words sharing with us. Actually, the restriction in Australia was very serious and very a lot of restriction, but actually they did a lot. They still did so many things. It's very impressed. Now, thank you. We forgot to collect all the flowers.
Is it a sixth generation of our sunglasses, and it is all made of recyclable resources, and it is ergonomic, and it is very good for both men and women. And we have a polarized lenses which can just absorb the glares, and it makes you see clearly and make the colors more saturized, and it can avoid your eyes from all the eye problems, and it avoids glares, and it protects your eyes. And this is a new version. Okay, well, you see, my sunglasses look really cool, and actually we bought it, and I know that they are very good to use, right? Okay, right. So now take my photo, and you see how fashionable I am, right? Okay. So actually, I want to say something for Dai Technology, because they are always diligent, and they always want to invent some products that really protect our eyes, right? And the sunglasses are light and they look good, but this one, it is even better. And we have this frame, which is R2R, recyclable to recyclable, and we use the reusable resources. And I'm sorry, it's out of stock, but I already have a pair. And it means that they look fashionable and the people like that, so they are out of stock, right? But you can still order them, and you can just get them by September. So they are good, and I want you to know this, and let's all do the good jobs protect our earth, right? And now right here, we have the stain remover, and this is really multifunctional. And if you are our participant in Kaohsiung right here, and you can just purchase our Jinsi product for $1,000, and you will get the stain remover as a gift there. And so we can both love our earth and clean our house at the same time. We have a Chen Linjun from Beijing, and she says that she realizes what Meiyun shared was really touching, and they really pay very much attention to children with a severe illness, right? They not only studied with them, but also shared Jinsi everything with them. And we also had Yu who guided a very wonderful reading. And Lin Jun said that this is wonderful. Lin Jun says that, okay, her ability, she's really capable, but after hearing Yuru's reading, and she realized that she really had a lot more to learn. So she says very, this is very, very thankful, okay, whenever she can just get online and just listen to online study groups content. And we have Yang Kefang from Chongqing, and she says that she can really shrink herself, right? And she also admires Yuru's guided reading, okay? And within only 10 minutes of the guided reading, and she really learns very much from Yuru. And she says that she needed to just change the habitual tendencies, and she has to also change the bad habit, right? And she also learned from Lotus Sutra, and learned from the neighbor's lighting Bodhisattva, and this is wonderful. And we have Su Fang from Yunnan, okay, and she says that, okay, and we have Wang Sizhan, wonderful doctor, and the doctor shared his own experience, and he says that he chose the rheumatology because he had this problem himself, right? Therefore, he searched a very, very a long time for a cure, for a therapy, and then Dr. Wang decided to learn something, okay, from rheumatology, and he wanted to do his best to help the patients, right? And we have Liu Zunzi from Changchun, and she says that she learned that she can really learn something and spread the good Dharma. Okay, and she said that if we can spread the good Dharma and speak good words through Jinsi altruism, and this is a really wonderful way. And during the pandemic, and she also learned that, okay, in China, okay, they will just deliver and send the Jinsi altruism as an encouragement under the pandemic of COVID-19. And this is kind of a wonderful encouragement. Although they just couldn't go outside, but they can just calm themselves down and learn the Dharma by themselves at home. So this is the way they just learn something, okay? And thank you for all the positive feedbacks, right? And you can also, compose it, okay, from 300 to 600 characters, and you can just, tell us something that you want to say, okay? And this is wonderful. And now let's go to Ding Xueyu. You can take a look, and we are going to have the guided reading, and she's gonna be talking about the fire in the love.
现场及线上所有的家人，大家好。今天纳履足迹的进度要跟大家分享的是2021年10月9号到10月15号。
And today, okay, we are going to talk about the fire in Kaohsiung and the love within people's mind. And in 2021, October 14th, we had a old building which is named Chenzhongcheng was on fire, and it took over 46 lives.
The government officials claimed that the most serious losses caused by the fire in the city history. The fire killed people in the gas blast in Kaohsiung in year 2014. The residents of the Chenzhongcheng building were mostly the underprivileged and elderly in the society. The fire started in the early morning around 3 a.m. in the day of the Double Night Festival, when family get together and outings are organized during which people show their respect and appreciation to the older family member. And it is the residents, family members were very stunned by the losses. The value of our life is to be able to serve others. The Bodhisattva arises at the disaster scene. And if we all of us have potential to be able to serve the needy, and Tzu Chi always arrive at the disaster scene very quickly, and Tzu Chi volunteers abide to their principles of direct and practical, and they offer the practical help to the needy. Tzu volunteers quickly provide body bags for the deceased. In addition, they prepare breakfast, water bottle, and meal boxes and drinks to the firefighter and the rescue team. The image of blue shirt and white pants Tzu uniform became the heartwarming image on the heart of the refugees and represent the caring and strong support for the rescue team. Tzu Chi Foundation mobilize and volunteer to comfort the survivor residents and provide the most proper assistance tailored to their needs. On the other hand, volunteers accompany the family members of the deceased where they mourn for the loss of their loved ones. Volunteers take actions with a sincere heart, hoping to help the deceased to rest in peace, and their family members feel the warmth of humanity. And Tzu Xinyi also. I was on the stage to at the prayer service ceremony. I've witnessed that many survivors and their family members and deceased family members, they were very touched. Let's take a look at this. Watch the video replay. In October, the fire broke out in Kaohsiung, Zhengzhan. Tzu Chi volunteers handed hot warm meal. And this is a hanging ornament to give you a blessing. Accompany as a powerful way to calm the mind down and to give support. A family, we are a family. You are not alone. We are with you. The love is spreading on this land. I want to donate these subsidies from government and city foundation to help the disease. I hope that they would receive this merit. Two restaurants offer 600 meal boxes for the families and the for the family members of the survivor in the disease, and the firefighter and the rescue team. The parable of the burning house in the Lotus Sutra tells us that the three realms of the world is like a burning house. The earth human being reside on is like a mansion that is burning with great flame caused by the global warming. Human beings are like little innocent children who are still playing, are not aware of the danger. Those very few enlightened beings do not have enough power to put out the fire, and thus the majority of the human beings become aware of the danger and are willing to unite their heart to help reducing the impact of global warming. Buddha gave us parables that the world is like a big burning house. Indeed, we have already felt this parable that everywhere the temperature is increasing and the sea level is rising, and the big universe is polluted. The polluted universe, the world is triggering the flood and fire and the catastrophic wind that threaten human life. The big pollution is like it would cause plagues, and it would threaten the lives of human beings. We want to save this life. We want to show our caring. We have to change, starting from ourselves. We need to change our lifestyle. We also need to change the habit of when we opening our mouths, not to swallow the living animals. We need to take a vegetarian diet, and also we need to speak good words. And if we could change ourselves to speak good words, and we take actions that benefiting living beings, and benefit living beings and take actions. In our heart, we need to raise good thoughts and extending our helping hand selflessly, and gradually we could unite goodness and kindness and then change our lifestyle, and everyone promote vegetarian diets. That would be very, very helpful to reduce the impact of global warming. The fire, the end of the wildfire would cause even worse pollution in the world. And although the fire is fierce and killed lives of people, but we unite our heart to comfort each other, and we show our life to each other to calm our heart down and ease the level of impact of the global climate change. And we depends on every one of us, you, me, and she or her, to unite our heart to help each other and help the world. And every first Wednesday, Xueyu, Sister Xueyu, she needs to do online a interpretation from Chinese to English, and she also she is responsible for the sharing of teachings, of messaging and teachings. So she is very busy as multiple functions. You don't have to be very competent to start taking action. You can start taking actions, and through practice, your ability will grow. She started learning how to do PowerPoint presentation when she was 50 years old, but she is very fluent right now. She showed us that we don't have to wait until we know what to do and how to do. You can learn from practice. And during 10%, within 10 minutes of sharing from Xueyu, you can replay this video online and show this video to your watch the video in your own community. So it will save you a lot of time of preparation and sharing. And Xi Jing said that the sun is making us feel so hot, but Meiyun teacher Meiyun is so energetic to make us feel energetic. And Tzu Chi has expanded their helping hand under all kinds of circumstances during the pandemic outbreak. Hanwen from Jai, and in 262 days, they seize all the opportunities in Australia to promote vegetarian diet. And Zhang Jinghui from Yunlin say that evaluate the value of life, and Tzu Chi volunteers' lives are very valuable. And Xueyu's sharing is very meaningful and very informative. And from Canada, in 2018. In Tzu Chi, she was in about 20 years living in the States, and she, although she was in Tzu Chi for years, she never had a chance to talk to Master Chen Yan. But because of this online study group, she has an opportunity to talk to make report to Master Chen Yan. She was very nervous, and she volunteered to write the sharing for the team. And she said when she went back to the Jinsi abode, the masters in the Jinsi abode recognized her. She was very surprised because she had opportunity to make report to Master Chen Yan, so that the Jinsi abode masters in Jinsi abode could recognize her. So, Master, although her report was in 4 years ago, but everyone can still remember because you can always replay the video online. And the healing fruit is a very informative and soothing tour that I can always share with my friend. Sister Chen Yao conduct the sharing is very touching. And in Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital and the humanity culture of Zhang Shengquan, sharing the healing fruit in time. In Wende Heqi, they have accompanied 3 generations, and let's call out to United States, call out to Hong Kong. And Chen Yao sharing is very informative, and the Dr. Li Qichen from Tzu Chi Hospital in Hualien, and Zhang Shengquan from Humanity Culture Department, and also when the Heqi in China, they accompany the elderly in their community. And let's give a big hand to the team that helped us to write out summarize this sharing. And next, we are going to hear the sharing that we invited the speakers from Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital. And he said he is the diffuser of the time bomb. And we've seen that from Dr. Yu, the news reporter regards Dr.
And today, we have a very wonderful doctor, and he dared to say that he is a member of the bomb squad, right? But how dare he is, then you will just know it later, and you will know that he is just a professional and a wonderful doctor, right? And let's just take a news clip, and about Dr. Yu. And before that, we have Deng Ruyu from Kaohsiung that designed all the graphic designing for Dr. Wu Yu. And I said to Mr. Tang that, and although you are not here, but you have to watch it because I talked about you there, and it is all about Dr. Yu's like a news reports, right? And I just choose some for them. Okay, and let's take a look. And we have 2 people, and we calculate a lot of like gallstones, like over like 5,000 gallstones, right, from his body. And clinically, this is a rare situation. And Mr. Lee was just astonished because he just thought that he had a stomach ache, right? And he didn't know that he had such a disease, right? And because of the disease, he realized that he got some problems eating, right? And gallbladders, is a kind of a highly dangerous, like a disease for some people. If they are fat and if they like a greasy food, it's gonna be dangerous, right? And here are the gallbladders, okay, which is like a syndrome from what you eat, right? Okay, and this is something to do with the constitution physically. And if you keep like a light food diet, and this is healthy for. And thank you. Okay, this is a news clip from ITV. And we know, Dr. Wu is really a professional doctor, right? And about the title, what is bomb squad? Let's take a look at this video. And this lady is only 20-something years old, but he got cancer, and she was nervous, right? And let me tell you, Dr. Yu was really humorous, right? And he said to his patient that I am the one who must be nervous, not you, the patient. The most difficult is that, okay, the tumor is in the abdomen, and it has a lot of like venacodas and like a pancreas, all the important organs, all right, and they are surrounded by the tumor, and all the important organs, like major organs, were there. And if we have the operation and separate all the arteries and the veins, right, and there must be some sacrifice, right? And it was really a dangerous like operation, which is just like a bomb squad. And doctors must be very doctors, and they have to like remove the tumor. And if there's any tiny mistakes, then there will be kind of a major hemorrhage, which will cause the patient, death. And it is just like we are riding like a roller coaster. And if you had like a higher heartbeat, and it means that, okay, my patient is going to be in danger. Of course, I'm worried. And after 4 hours of the operation, the result was, well, you can see the urine's color is a little bit like a brighter. And okay, are you feeling better now? And it is really a challenging situation between like doctors and, of course, the patient syndrome. But the Dr. Yu is always willing to do something, right? And Dr. Yu is just like our like a lighthouse that always delivers us hope, right? And he says that he is working hard, okay, to all the patients, right? And I say that if I just do something, refuse to do something on the patient, and maybe the patient has to just like lose his life, right? So we will just do our best and solve the patient's problems gradually. Well, and this can be a big problem. It also can be a small problem. And Dr. Yu just removed a lot of tumors, just like a time bomb. Okay, and he always just like gets life from the death, right? And he is really peaceful and tranquil in mind, and he is always ready to face all the challenges there. And calm down and face the like eternity. And well, and is doctor also sick, right? Of course, right? And he told me that he got like a pain on the shoulders, right? And I got like problems, and I was really kind of well, don't know what to say, right? And I had such the pain, and I had to wake up at like around 2 a.m. So I had an operation. And Dr. Yu just was lying on the bed, and he was a patient this time, okay, in the operation room, and he got some like a cervical like a injury, all right, and I had like a anesthesia, and I felt that my spine was kind of almost like a separated and removed, right? And this was a very successful operation, and I didn't ask anything even about the rate of success, right? And I think he is a surgeon, and he has to conduct a lot of operations. Therefore, he has to maintain the same gestures for a long time, and this is why he had such a pain on the shoulder, right? And and this was really painful, and it was a suffering for me, and the painful just spread to my entire body, okay? And after my operation, and it really reduced the frequency that I had the pain, right? And I don't have to rely on the painkillers too often. Ladies and gentlemen, and let's have a Dr. Yu with us today. Thank you.
Okay, there's news about Dr. Yu's news. So we can know that in his specialty, he's dedicated all his strengths to help the patients. Are you still in pain? Now it's only minor, but it's still painful. You still feel soreness, but it's not affecting me in my sleep. So to be a doctor is really difficult, and we really appreciate even his good energies or his technologies, his skills is very outstanding. And he did not thought about himself, but even during his operation, he still feel the pain, but he still give the energies to all the operation teams. So the sparkling he created, he's a light that sparkled all people. So we will say dan after clapping that we admire his dedication. He brightened the words, and we welcome the doctor from Tzu Chi, Taichung Tzu Chi. Thank you for all your introduction. I feel like I'm being in the St. Hall. And the study group is very outstanding, and I have this chance to promote myself. And what I want to tell you about is the bomb squash. It's like the cancer is like a bomb in your body, and we would like to fix it before it getting out of control. So we're starting from the traditional surgery to minimally invasive surgery, and it's also the interdisciplinary teams that can provide all stages cancer care. And we also emphasize this individualization treatments from we integrate the specialties from different departments to perform the comprehensive cancer care. So in our hospital, we have the 5-year survival rate that is better than the other medical centers, and there is a significant difference. It's even better than the other national medical centers. So it's a great. That means our team's dedication was recognized. And there's a lot of things that we can still working on. Like this patient was had an operation because the sarcoma, and by the time he came to our hospital, he looks like he's 10 months pregnant. And he went back to his original medical center, and the doctor thinks that it's too risky to be removed by the surgery. So he's very desperate. And the giant tumor that you can actually feel this, and the other doctors think this is inoperable. It's really huge. If you can see from the CT, the computer tomographies, it's really huge. And you can see that he's difficult in breathing and walking and losing appetite and losing weight. And the tumor was treated many times, but the medication seems like it's not functioning very well. So if we can perform the operation, maybe they will then have a better chance to cure. So I was murmuring in my mind, if I can remove it, the patient might not stand a chance. So basically, we pour off the tumors. We have to carry this tumor because it's too huge. And we also remove partial of the organs. So to our teams, the teamwork is very important. Our determinings is also very important. It was like a goddess with 1,000 eyes and eyes. And you can see before the surgery, the belly was bulging, and after the surgery, the belly was flattened. And after 2 weeks of surgery, he recovers very well. And the other case was also the cancer relapse. And after the treatment is not working, so he came back to our hospital again. And also there's tumors in the pelvis and the abdominal cavities, if you can look at the shape. And by the time we remove it, it seems like a human body with body and the hands and feet. It looks like naked animals, actually. And this surgery is also very difficult because usually this kind of surgery that will cause a massive hemorrhage. For us, the surgery does not come without the price because you have to bear the stress of the success or the failure of the operation, and also cost the death or life of the patients. And also from the families complain about the surgical complications. So lots of the physicians suffer from the hypertension. Even you exercise every day and you still suffer from the hypertension because the stress hormone caused it, and also the long times of operation that you feel physical fatigue, and the stress hormone that make you forget about thirst and hungers. After the surgery, you can really feel the odors of the urines when you after the surgeries. So after the surgery, but during the surgery, you don't really feel that. But right after the time you finish, the stress of hormone starting to activate, and when you relax, everything comes back to you. So I placed this because my severe soreness of my neck and shoulders. So I tried everything. I take the medications. I went to the doctors. Nothing worse. But this was treated by the Dr. Tang, the acupuncturist. So the patient, when they come back to visit, they were very happy. So what we can do is keep a good intention and do the best we can. Because the the God sent another doctor to treat my own illness. So now we talk about the liver surgeries. Usually, let's talk about this giant liver cancer. A lot of the other medical centers think is inoperable, but we were able to remove it successfully. And like this giant liver tumors that invent into the arteries, and through the arteries, we can still do the tumor resections. And even the family will worry about whether you have enough of facility. Do we even have to transfer the patient to another major hospitals? And this case is also a case that he went to many different hospitals to search for the medical help, and they always tell him that there's no way to treat. But through our evaluation, we can perform the surgical resections. For this kind of major, huge tumors that usually causing a massive hemorrhage, and usually after this surgery, our clothes is also covered with blood. The blood stain crimson is our robes, and no one dared to engage the terrible enemy. So that reminds me about myself, that I fought for the battle and I fought for the patient in dangers. So as you can see, the position of the tumors. Okay, the blood stain is already invented to my underwear. So I already lost 5 to 6 of my wears. And I had to get a refund for this clothes that I lost. But usually for the huge tumors, people usually don't like to get involved with that. Many medical centers don't want to deal with that. But or like my father, I can still perform the laparoscopies to perform the surgical resections. And by the time you return to the wards and you become the son again, and I'm getting emotional. And because it's my father's, and I cannot carry this emotion to perform the operations. And for the gastric surgery, we were very proud of it. We deal with a lot of case that the other medical center cannot consider is inoperable, but we still try our best to search for their survival. Oh, this male case, that after the surgery, they think that the cancer cell already metastasized, so it's inoperable. So what we did is a CT that we can see some lymph swellings, and we performed the immunotherapy plus the chemotherapies to shrink the tumors. And the tumor shrinks after 9 times of treatment, so it functions very well toward the medications. So after that, we suggest that we perform the gastric resections. And then we find the liver, the metastatic lesion already disappears. And through the pathology's report, we can also see the metastatic lesion already disappears. And this one is the relapse of the gastric cancers after the surgeries. And her condition is not very idealist. because next to her gastrics is all metastasized. So what we did is total gastrectomies and cholecystectomies and plus the chemotherapies. Before, in the past, maybe it's inoperable, but now we have the new treatments that can cure the patients. And we did the hyperthermic chemoperfusions, and the hyperchemoperfusions applied to the cancer cell already spread in the stomach cavities. And most of the cancer tumor may not be able to remove through the surgical resections. And the hyperthermic chemoperfusion is applied to those cancer cells to kill the cancer cells that cannot be seen and cannot be removed. So after years of the surgeries, there's no more relapse. And for this case, it's also had a medical treatments and the other medical centers, and he's losing weight because the giant tumors. The tumor already compressed on his stomach. So you can see the operational anastomosis. So we had to deal with his problem that he's unable to eat, and we hope he can accept the surgeries. So this is a surgery like the total gastrectomy and the follow up with the hyperthermic chemoperfusions. So in the past, when we did the laparotomies, to see the cancer cell metastasize, we usually give up. And this case is very special because he himself has a subtotal gastrectomy and cholecystectomies years ago. And now he has another diagnosis, gastric remnant cancer and a bile duct stone. But the patient already 85 years old. To perform a laparotomy could be a heavy burden for him. So through our evaluation, we decided to use laparoscopy to perform the total gastrectomy and the cholangiolysotomies. And it's very successful for the 85 years old patient. He can discharge within 10 days. And lots of times we try our best, but we can still not fight the natures. There's a patient, 37 years old, gastric cancers in her terminal stage. And she passed away and then left her husband and the daughters. And the patient told me that she expects me to visit her every day. This is her happiest moments. When I asked her, do you feel any uncomfort? And at the end, she told me, this useless to say anymore because there's no cures. And patient's only 30-something years old. So what I told her is to think about the permanence and impermanence, change and unchanged, just to seize the limited times and to be with her patient. But she cannot listen to my words. She just thought that, do you just want me to wait to die? She smiled wryly. This is really hard for us to understand them and to show our compassions. So does that mean you're giving up on me and want me to wait for dying? So after she passed away, we were all very sad, and we can also feel for the families. A few days later, after the patient passed away, then the family gave us thank you cards and with 2 cakes to our teams. and she wrote a letter to appreciate us for the treatment to her sisters, and she was very comforted and that her has more time with her families. So give them the chance to say goodbye to her families. And for us, even that we know that death is inevitable, but we still keep on fighting the cancers. And we also have the patient services that we gather the patients all together, let them share their experience and give them more confidence to fight with the cancers. So we create this family patients association. We go to the patients' home and gathering all these patients to share their own treatment, to share their own experience. And sometimes it's most persuaded by hearing the other's experience. The last case is a very special case. It's the gastrointestinal stromal tumors. The only treatment is through the surgical resections. And if it relapses or metastasizes again, it can only be treated with the targeted therapies. So the last time when he relapsed, the tumor is growing and causing a rupture and starting with the internal bleedings. So in order to save his life, lots of times the other medical doctor may suggest we just perform and we did all the treatment that we can to discuss with the patients if you want to go on for another surgeries. So so if you think that we can fight for it, if it's gonna work, then I will willing to do it again. This is what the patient said. He's full of the confidence and he trusts the doctors. And he wouldn't care about the process of the treatments. But for us, I will do the best I can to treat you. But we also have to protect ourselves. If it's already went through the 9 times of surgeries and it's still not cured, but the patient won't give up, and so we were planning for the 10th times or even 11 times of surgeries. And the patient still stay alive even now. This is the tumor that caused the rupture and the internal bleedings. So what you can see, they are all tumor cells. So the old cavities in his abdominal that we remove all the tumors in his abdominal cavities. So usually people don't get that silly after 1 time of surgeries, and if it's still not treated, then you will just give up. But the patient is very confident and he's believing his trust in the doctors give us a lot of confidence. So what we rely on is not like a superpowers, but our perseverance. So we can see the patient that reborns after all this process, and things will work out in the end. This is what they believe. And there's another case by my teacher. He's also the doctor, and he likes to challenge the disease some other cannot be done. And so he asked the masters, and the master told him, the master told him that you're emotionally difficult, that you're saving lives in an operation room every day. So some of the patient might come back to you and affecting your mind. So you have to go vegetarians, and also you have to chant. And when he shared what he's doing right now, and because I also as a vegetarian, so what we do is a good intention. So we have the goddess that protecting us. So right now you might not be able to clear yourself, but if you have a disease, you still have to cure it. So when the disease was attacked, and I was very painful, I wake up in the middle of night, and what I feel is even they just chop off my head, the pain will be the same. The gradually pains that last for a long time, and it's not like myself doesn't have a painkiller. The painkiller still doesn't work. I was thinking at that time, maybe my fortune is very bad, or because my enemy is trying to destroy me. So I did all kinds of treatment, like acupuncture and rehabilitations, until the Dr. Tang come and treat my illness and remove the illness, and now I'm totally survived and recovery. So, if you have disease, you have to treat it. You have to face it. You have to go through the doctor's hands and to treat your disease, like your soreness of the shoulders. It's not because of the ghost or whatever. It's because it's an occupational disease. And thank you for listening. And thank you for Dr. Yu. He's very nice. He's relaxing and to share his own experience. So what the case is that he mentioned earlier, the other medical center will not take the patient, and they determine it's inoperable, and they just send the patient home. But the Dr. Yu thinks that even there's only a hope, only a little hope, we still try our best to treat the patients. And we saw this slides that very little tumor that we can remove from the abdominal cavities. Oh, your pain. Okay, there's a saying that the perseverance is your superpower. Do you think that Dr. Yu has the superpowers? Let's clap our hands to appreciate him. He called himself as a bomb squad expert. He told me the last cases he said, so hey, how long have he been talking? It took him so short that to finish his speech. So after we heard about all his sharing cases, please write a comment.
长春的刘春芝，所以基本上啊，他刚刚有一个画面，就觉得那个人已经跟他讲说啊，我听不懂你的话，我听到的讯息是你叫我放弃，有没有那个？结果没想到。
So the patient's comments is like the doctor saved the life without a chance of living survival. So what I hear from you is you tell me to just wait for dying, but But from the cards that the patient gave it to them, a thank you card and a 2 case that can show the patient's appreciation to the Dr. Yu's dedications. It seems that this patient does not make it, but she passed away, but the family still appreciate Dr. Yu for trying his best to treat her sisters.
And the patient's families are just so thankful to Dr. Yu. And this is therefore I always encourage everyone to just say, okay, the love, tell others that you love, right? And don't just hesitate, right? So I want you to read this like a message, right? Okay. And Dr. Yu is a Bodhisattva from Taichung. And he really cares about all the patients alive. And he is really the healer, the great healer, a wonderful doctor. And we have a Zhou from Beijing that this is a very wonderful bomb squad that just takes care of all the terminal, ill disease, like patients, right? And we have Pia Chen says that, okay, actually, and doctors, are so friendly, and like the Dr. Yu is also a friendly doctor, and he just makes his patients really, really safe and tranquil, right? And he also mentioned that all stones in the body are so just astonishing that he encouraged everyone to just take care of their physical health and do more exercise, right? And right here, and we have Zhao Qi from Taichung saying that, okay, it is really, really wonderful that. Okay, so let's wait a moment, and we have another message from Hualien. And the bomb squad is really wonderful that, Dr. Yu just, cure his patients from suffering the cancer. And this is really, precious that, they can just use their valuable lives and do something meaningful. And we can feel that, when you speak, and you have a love, right? And Guan Xinyi from Canada says, this is really something, right? He is just a gorgeous, right? And he is not only a gorgeous doctor, but also a professional healer. Okay. And yeah, he is therefore named the Bomb Squad, and this is wonderful. And we have Dr. Yi, and who is really humorous, and he shared very much about his great love, right? And I just personally feel that he just talks about his own stories in his experience, but come on, it's just more than great, right? And we have Yan Qunfeng from Tainan, and volunteers from Hebei, China. And we have a Xiu Zi from member. And they all say great speaking, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, please say it if you really love it, all right? Tell me how much you love our contents, right? And Dr. Yu really just saves all the patients, right? Although they were abandoned from other hospitals, right? And it is really brave for Dr. Yu to have the surgery, okay, for his own father. And yeah, from all the messages, do you feel satisfied? Of course, yes. And there are the instant messages online, right? And what you share today really touches all the people around the world. And you are a super loving bomb squad. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a big hand, right? He is really shining. He is not only a bomb squad, he's a wonderful doctor, right? Okay, so let's go. Give him a big hand. Okay, and he's wonderful. Okay, so let's give him one more time the shining big hand. In Chinese, 亮亮亮 means okay, shining up here. Okay, and if you are a wonderful doctor from Taichung, then we will give you just wonderful treatment right there. Okay,
Okay, now we can, if you look at the screen, there was some feedback from the participants in mainland China. So it's a very encouraging and inspiring if you can give us the feedback. So like Zhong Hui, she says that the joy and the happiness comes from doing with blessing. And then she also says that Lu Meizhu's sharing is very inspiring. She devoted herself to international relief. And Shandong Wang Dan, she says that life is impermanent. She is impressed about the Lin Chunling's sharing. Although she lost her daughter, she was so brave to restart and move on her new life. And she also says that the vice superintendent Zhang Henjia in the hospital also experienced life impermanence every day. So life is full of impermanence. So we need to feel grateful to join Tzu Chi and make a good use of life and become a better person. And then Wang Hui, she also says that she was impressed by the Pan Xiaotong's sharing from Cambodia. Although Xiaotong is very skinny and small, but she always accomplished the mission. She is a documentary volunteer, and her Chinese is not very good, but she always tries very hard and to spread Tzu Chi's good story. So the nickname of Little Ant for Pan Xiaotong implied her courage and diligence. And then another feedback from Wang Hui, she says that she admires Dr. Zhang Henjia's story, the topic of his sharing why a doctor become a Tzu Chi volunteer. And Dr. Zhang, he says that he was very grateful to join Tzu Chi since 2005. And he mentioned that when he was 45 years old, he realized he was lack of experience of doing free clinic in the remote area. He also had a lack of experience of international relief, so she became aggressively and diligently to join the winter aid distribution as well as the free clinic to learn the suffering and illness. So no matter it's long or short, you are welcome to give us the feedback on every speaker. So this is the first week of the month, so we're going to call out to the volunteer in mainland China. Let's watch the video first. So first listed video was taken in December 2020 in Tianjin, mainland China. Tzu Chi volunteers went to a company to promote the environmental protection and teach the employee to do the classification and teach them how to reduce the garbage volume to protect the earth. And we can watch another video. During the very cold weather, it's still also doing the promotion, environmental protection. So during the very cold weather, Tzu Chi volunteers invite community residents to clean up and purify the land together. They are diligent, they are intelligent to protect the earth. And we are very touched and inspired and by their dedication. In addition, we can watch another video about the Tzu Chi's effort, how they take care of the care recipient. And like this video, it's Tzu Chi's effort to care a boy who was raised by a single parent. And Tzu Chi volunteers encouraged the boy to show his gratitude to the grandmom and hopefully to inspire him. And hopefully one day when he grow up, he can pay the gratitude to the society and to the people. And then we'll watch another video. And although it's cold outside, but it's warm inside. It's a winter aid distribution in Tianjin. So Tzu Chi provide Master Zheng comforted later, provide hot tea and a financial care course to help the people in need. The granny said that their children, they all memorize Master Zheng later. And the granny said that she kept every letter from Master Zheng. And the volunteer read the letter to the participants. So the care recipient show her gratitude and give her feedback. So accompanying, it's very important. So now let's say the password and to welcome the speaker today. I'd like to stay with you because you have positive energy. So, Sister Wang Shunmei. Hi, good day. You may need to back up a little bit so we can see your the face. Now, please share your PowerPoint. Okay, today's topic is imitating others in doing environmental protection. Now you may start your sharing. So good day, everyone. My name is Wang Shunmei. I'm from Tianjin, Mainland China. I'm going to share two stories. So Volunteer Yang Yuming is a certified commissioner who did lots of contribution on environmental protection. He used to be the head of the department in the company. And after the retirement, he picked up water bottles, all the recyclable items on the street. And there was once that he sold the recyclable items and received 35 renminbi dollars, but somehow he lost $5. So he took his own money to make it up. And in the neighborhood, there was an owner doing the house redecoration. Therefore, there were many waste stored in the garbage dump. So Brother Yang borrowed a motor tricycle to pick up all the recyclable items. But thinking about it's a long-term commitment doing environmental protection. So later on, he bought a motor tricycle. In the beginning, the guard did not allow him to drive the tricycle into the community. And he explained that what he was doing actually was not for his own benefit, but it's the way to protect the earth. So from time to time, Brother Yang brought some fruits to the guard, and later on they become good friends. And Yang told the guard that those recyclable items are valuable resource, and people can make a good use of them to protect the earth. The janitors in the communities also realized that Brother Yang was doing recycling work, so they saved all the bottles, pipe, and metals for Yang to pick up, and admire Yang's dedication. Knowing Yang used to be the department head in the company, and now he is bending over to pick up trash. So many neighbors and friends were inspired and joined the recycling work later. And then before joining Tzu Chi, Sister Jia Jing was a young literary and artist. She enjoyed her easy life and spent most of the time by reading books, painting, drinking tea, playing flowers every day. And she watched the stars and the moon in the garden every night. But after joining Tzu Chi, she listened to Dharma teaching diligently and learned that it's important to do the environmental protection and being a vegetarian. So she set up a recycling station in the community where she lives. In the past, Sister Jiajing used to be arrogant and did not like to talk to other people. But now she is willing to talk and discuss with the team members to make a good PowerPoint video for Tzu Chi's event. Gradually, she is getting along well with people. She also likes to talk about the environmental protection concept. When she talked about the environmental protection, she was very happy. In the past 3 years, she had a perfect attendance on every promotion. Many people were touched and inspired and then willing to send the recyclable items to Sister Jiajing's backyard or send the items directly to the recycling station. So with neighbors' support, she did more diligently. Even the shirt was soaked with sweat. She thought about it. She thought about it if she sweat more, and then the Mother Nature, the tears from Mother Nature will be less. She even created drama about the environmental protection to teach the students doing the recycling work. And now she is also a lecturer as well as a guided reader of the study group. I have joined Tzu Chi over 4 years, aggressively participated Tzu Chi events in the neighborhood, such as looking after the children who stay alone, being a team leader, being a lecturer. I also paid a visit to the care recipient and as a guided reader in the study group. But frankly speaking, in the beginning, I did not like to promote the environmental protection, did not like to clean up the house for the people in need, because it has been a long day after work for me. Why should I sacrifice to do those tiring jobs after my day work? But she was inspired by those two. She was inspired by Brother Yang and the Sister Jiajing. Yang used to be a high-level person in the company, and Sister Jiajing's life used to be like a princess. Both are willing to devote themselves to environmental protection. Why can't I bend over to do the recycling work? So start from January 2022, I joined the environmental protection every Wednesday night. The more I did it, the more I like it. And I was always looking forward to Wednesday night. I was very happy to participate to the resource classification in the neighborhood and join for participating to clean up the house for the people in need. I really appreciate and thanks for the inspiration from those two volunteers. I also practice the environmental protection in my daily life, such as I conserve water and electricity. I go shopping with an eco-friendly shopping bag. I did not take elevators. I taking public transportation instead of driving private cars. So this is how I practice in my daily life. So this is my sharing. Thank you for everyone. I think most of people, they were inspired and touched by Wang Shunmei's sharing today. So hopefully, and everyone can take an action by doing good things to protect the earth. And now I'm going to come back and read some feedback we received instantly. Like we have feedback from Japan, and she said like Dr. Yu's sharing is very practical and is very knowledgeable. We really enjoying listen to Dr. Wang's sharing. And like participant from Jiayin. He said that Dr. Yu not only heal patients' illness, but also is a great healer to help patients to do a very good speech. And we have a participant saying that also is a positive and good feedback on Dr. Yu's sharing. She's Chen Yurong from Taipei, and she said that save people's life income is very important, and the tumor. The picture of a tumor on the screen actually was a little bit scary, but Dr. Yu always did a very good job and to help people to cure the illness. So now let's go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so start from next year, we will have a new program, and which is we will invite the participants to give us their feedback. So please write your feedback, and you may have a chance to get on the online and start from next year. So now let's take the next section. We welcome our activity team. They will give us a very good exercise program. So let's take a short break, and we will be back in 5 minutes to move on the next section.
点肩手举高，手脚并用，准备提水桶，提水桶呀，提水桶，提水桶啊，提水桶，街头巷尾人人喊，准备擦镜子，擦镜子往上，擦镜子往下，可以唱哦，擦镜子往上，999，擦镜子往下，点肩，就是康健身矫健，儿童目明显品显。跑步，志工跑在前，社区关怀不落后，藐视连连秒连篇。跟我们同方向，跟我们同方向，吃鸡999，跟我们同方向，吃鸡999，吃鸡999，点肩。老当益壮，盛情高，百儿志工傻傻叫，大力水手很有力气哦，自在快乐活，自己999。准备踏步，慈济常照大爱多，慈济常照感恩出来，阿妈公，慈济常照健康多，慈济常照快乐多，再一次点击向上。少年数来宝，会唱的一起唱，手脚并用脑体操，你丢我捡难不倒，化废为宝功一巧，街头巷尾人人好。擦镜子，吃鸡999，吃鸡999，吃鸡999，吃鸡999，点肩。就是康健身矫健，儿童目明显品显，环保志工跑在前，社区关怀不落后，藐视连连秒连篇。擦镜子。慈济999，慈济999，嘿，慈济999，慈济999，点肩。老当益壮盛青年，百儿志工傻傻叫，常照手牵手，心安自在快乐活，慈济999。准备踏步，慈济常照大爱多，慈济常照感恩多。这样子的快乐，我们继续再来一首歌曲来动一动，歌曲叫做《自愿的力量》。好，来双手叉腰，我们来做踏壁哦。好，来踏壁，靠后勾，脚后勾，准备画。
边，再2个，
大地如此宽，
准备举高挥手，
雨会停，云会散，别再为过去伤感。
再次画圆，
眼前再怎么灰暗，
再2个，
心情再怎么烦，
举高挥手，
抬起头，眼泪擦干，不必再回头望。
准备往前走喽！来，一起来，走走走，拍手，退后，拍手，来扩胸，再次往前走，走走走，拍手，退后，拍手，扩胸，准备钟摆摆手，举肩同高就可以喽。准备拉弓箭，
容许自己找个肩膀哭一场，
往前走，走走走，拍手，退后，拍手，扩胸，再次走走走走，拍手，退后，拍手，扩胸，准备钟摆摆手。很好哦，加油加油！拉弓箭，这句叫做
支援的力量。
来踏壁，踏壁，踏壁，踏壁，踏壁，很好，现场好整齐哦。目前的你有没有一起踏起来了呢？不要微笑哦。好，我们准备从头来画圆，画圆。
测试一下，请我听到声音。
再2个。举高挥手，来。再次画圆。旁边。再2个。准备举高挥手。
眼泪擦干，不必再回头望。
准备往前走，拍手退后，拍手扩胸，再次往前走，拍手退后，扩胸，准备钟摆摆手。加油，很好哦！拉弓箭，努力的再往前走，走走走，拍手退后，拍手扩胸，再次走走走走，拍手退后，拍手扩胸。准备钟摆摆手，来，这次慢慢的膝盖可以慢慢的稍微再蹲低一点哦。来，拉弓箭，最后一句一起唱。双手力量下来，再一个力量下来，再一个，准备往前走。拍手退后，拍手扩胸，再次往前走，走走走，拍手退后，拍手扩胸，准备钟摆摆手。准备拉弓箭，好诶，很帅哦，现场很帅哦。准备再次走，走走走，拍手退后，拍手扩胸，加油加油，再来，走走走，手退后，拍手扩胸，准备钟摆摆手。准备拉弓箭。
的力量。
慢慢下来，再一个，力量下来，最后给我一声嘿！有力量，有力量的。来，我们慢慢的双手打开下来，调气一下。好，来，我们双手合十，往上吸气，手打直，打开，吐气。再一个，双手合十向上吸气，双手打开，吐气。好，请大家慢慢坐下。活动组祝福大家健康活力旺，心态健康，胸盖在，谢谢。
好，感恩活动组，我们好久没有唱。
So, ladies and gentlemen, please palm together upwards and stretch your arms, and then breathe, and then palm together upward and stretch them. And please slowly sit down. So we really hope you healthy and ever after. Thank you. This is a wonderful activity team, right? Okay. So now let's sing one more song, which is Cloud in the Gate.
作曲并演唱，时间到就要往下走了。这是我们即将美丽现身、魅力登场的口罩，已经好多人就说我们什么时候可以买得到？我们没有想要来做生意，好不好？可是我们用云中客的一个概念来设计了2款的一个口罩哈，敬请期待。好，那么接下来我们来看一下朗读静思语空中来传法，这是我们山东威海的一个王慧师姐，她讲的是马来西亚7月6号的美兰师姐的一个分享，让她去想到说，对呀，在这一段时间透过静思语。
And this is a song describing our online study group at Kaohsiung. And right here, and we are not running our business, but I like to promote the two like beautiful masks here. And please just look forward to it. And now we have two more positive feedbacks from Wang Hui in Shandong, China, and it talks about the sharing on July 6th. And if we read Jinsi aphorism, and Jinsi aphorism can just calm ourselves down and just bring us abundant of knowledge, of course. Okay. And after reading this, and Wang Hui says that she loves it and she just sticks to the Jinsi aphorism. And she also sent her children a lot of copies of Jinsi aphorism. And it is wonderful. And she also talks about Yu rules, a guided reading. And she says that through the cultivation of a group, right, and everybody can just sacrifice a lot about themselves, and just for the sake of the a profession. Okay, for an entire group, and we can just do everything to just accomplish such a common goal like that. Okay, and now we have Yi Dawei from Chongqing also talking about July 6th, right? And it talks about the doctors, Dr. Wang Shizan, and he is a handsome young guy, and he shared about when he was 24 years old, and he just suffered from some kind of pain, okay, on his own body, and he sought for a lot of treatments, right? And finally, he got it, and therefore he decided to just dedicate himself in rheumatology and do something to the society. So, he says, okay, this is good. And she also talks about the sister Luo Meizhu, and she just couldn't imagine that Luo Meizhu is now 72 years old, and she is full of energy following Master Zheng's footsteps, right? And this is her cultivation, and she is really touched by Luo Meizhu, and this is the reason that she likes her very much, right? And now we have a second, presentation, and she is a staff member of the office of a CEO of Tzu Chi, and she's a young lady, and she's Wu Peishan, and who designed the poster, and we have Su Zhen from Kaohsiung, okay, and Chen Zhening from Taipei that accomplished the goal of the graphic design. Okay, and if we do good deeds, do we really need a good affinity? Not exactly. So let's take a look, right? So take a look at all the delicious food. And actually, she just had a blood test, about bone marrow donation. And finally, she got a chance to donate her own marrow. Therefore, she thought that she had to be healthier and make her in a perfect condition so that she can just successfully donate her own bone marrow to the patient that need it, right? And this is all the good thoughts that she has in her mind. And she can just do something to people, although she doesn't know any of them, right? Okay, and this is to be the good benefit, manufacturer to people. And today, I will play you the video, and the video is named the Dim Light, and let's take a look at how she does. Okay. Everybody, Dr. Zhang, and all the nutritionists, and everybody online, and this is a very, very good chance, and I want to promote vegetarianism through scientific evidence, right? And we do the blood test from for 21 days, before 21 days, and we will just check out how it works after adopting the vegetarianism. And some people have blood test, and some people have a sugar blood and a lot of chronic diseases, and through vegetarianism, and we are sure that it can improve because we have a medical evidence, right? And we have to find some eateries and restaurants that can just provide such a less grease and less oil diets, right? And they must be vegetarian diets, right? And it is challenging, but finally we did this, and we also taste a delicious like a box of meal, right? And I have been a vegetarian for over 6 years. And Mr. Zheng always encouraged us to take a vegetarian diet. So therefore, we just, do the like a broadcasting, okay, all over Hualien and find out like a delicious vegetarian food for everybody. It is difficult to change everybody's diet, but at least we can plant a good seed, knowing that eating vegetarian diets is kind of beneficial and healthful for everybody. Okay, and we promote this campaign promoting vegetarianism, and we have over 250 people who followed it up. And we promote this campaign activity, and we also give out some gifts, right? And we do everything to promote vegetarianism, and we hope that the people can be encouraged. And this is Peishan, and her topic today is coexist with the earth and the beginning with actions, right? And she also gave me a lot of messages saying that, right, may I, encourage everyone to stop like having like a dairy products and stop eating eggs, right? And I told her that, sorry, you don't have to do that to me because I already, ceased eating eggs and the milk, right? And Peishan was not online, but finally, and actually, she was on the wrong line. Therefore, I was kind of astonished again. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's have Wu Peishan. We like to be with you because you have a positive energy, dear Peishan. Please be here. All right. And sorry to make people astonished. I thought that I was online, but actually I was on the wrong line in China. I'm happy today. It's my honor that I am invited to be here at the online study group of Kaohsiung. All right, and let me say thank you again. And today I want to share you with my experience about environmental protection and promoting stop like a vegetarian. And I want to coexist with Earth, right? And let's begin with like actions, right? And I came from actually Australia, and I just started in Australia in 2007. And I participated in a lot of activities in Australia, like performance, right? Like home visitations and planting like trees, right? And actually, I participated in many activities of Tzu Chi in Australia. Therefore, it opened up my mind and the door coming to Tzu Chi. And actually, I remember that Australia was a country that has like a shortage of water, and people in there were noticed that they couldn't use more water on car washing, and because at that time they had only like a 30% of water in water reservoirs there. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers just went to all the schools to promote saving water. The idea there, and the government wanted everybody to just take a shower within 4 minutes out of the average time 17 minutes, right? And it was an encouragement in our activity, and I participated in such a campaign activity. Therefore, environmental protection, the seed already has been grown in my mind. And speaking of this, right, and I also want to share you that why I decided to work for Tzu Chi, right? In 2010, I graduated from my university, but my major was like a hotel management. My family members all hoped that I could just work for some like good hotels and be some kind of like a supervisor there. But finally, nobody knew that why I therefore came here working for Tzu Chi, right? And it is all due to the affinities when I was in Australia. And as I graduated, right, in Australia, I was invited to be the secretary in Tzu Chi, Australia. And it was why I decided to set up my new life goal. That is that I wanted to work for Tzu Chi. Because, in my mind, I thought that I could never find a boss who is more wonderful, more beneficial than Master Zheng Yan. And in Tzu Chi. And I thought that I can learn from a lot of good people, and I can just have a stable job, right? And actually, for all the reasons I mentioned above, I decided to work for Tzu Chi, and I also get my father's support, right? And I worked in Australia for 6 years. And I am happy that I could do something for the refugees in Haiti. And we also planted the trees in remote areas, all right? And they are the happy things that I did, right? Okay. And the land that we planted the trees was a piece of land which was deserted for many years right there. And it was really, wonderful. And okay, so let's take a look at the tree. Okay, and the tree is just 1 year old, and we know that it grows very well. And I learned that, well, if we want to see such a big tree here, and it usually takes us more than 20 or 30 years, okay, from just a tiny seed, right? Okay. And when I work, right, I think about all the tree lives, even when I was thinking about whether I needed to print, okay, through a piece of paper, okay, from my computer, okay. And okay, and every step I take, or every activities we do, I can always think about a very initial aspiration about the environmental protection. For now, I bring my handkerchief every day, for example, and I save water. And yes, I have a driver's license, but I insist, okay, riding my bicycle to work in Hualien, okay, and I don't turn on air conditioner, and I want to bring a positive impact to people. And in 2016, I got affinity, and I came back to Taiwan, and therefore I just work in Hualien at the religious office of a culture in Tzu Chi. And I really felt deeply in mind that the time is running now. And I thought that I had to promote vegetarianism, okay? And it has been 12 years I have been working for Tzu Chi, and I have never been regretted doing such things. And I wanted to be a vegetarian, okay, in my entire life and ever after forever. And this is my goal, okay, life after life, right? And do you feel that the weather is getting hotter? And I didn't consider, I couldn't just imagine that when I was younger in 2008, that eating meat could just bring such a negative impact about the global warming and the sick world now, okay? And that year, I also watched some cruel videos about how animals were killed or slaughtered. Of course, I'm not going to play you such a cruel and shocking videos today, but I want to show you instead some pictures right here, right? And let's just switch our identity instead. If we were the cows, if we were pigs like hung, okay, and they killed, and how do we feel, right? Okay, and after watching all the animals being abused and killed, and this is also a seed that I decided to adopt a vegetarianism. And the reason too is that, right, and we have like a natural imbalance now. And I think due to our desire that we really, okay, cause a lot of harm on earth. So they are the reasons, right? I think now for young people, okay, and young people care very much about the climate change, right? And without a safe earth and the future, then it is going to be useless. You tell me that how good our economy is on earth, right? Okay. And scientists have been warning us that, okay, and they say in 2021, on like August 9th, 2021, okay, and like the UN had already issued the greatest and the most severe, like a shocking report from that, right? And it is said that we are already on the red alarming, okay? And the sea level, of course, is rising, and this is irreversible. And the global temperature is rising, and it is also irreversible. We have to face it. And the global temperature has been up for over 1.09 degrees Celsius, right? And I think for like CC's like a diary on like other TV channels, right? And we learned that okay, the UN, confined all the nations not to make the temperature rise by 1.5 degrees Celsius. But today, I think that we already know that it is far over than that, right? Okay, and the temperature goes up globally, and the sea level also goes up globally, and we create extreme weather condition, and create like a extreme condition. It means that we have a hot, super hot, and then we have a cold, which is super cold, right? Okay. Well, so we can hear you, Peishan. All right, I'm sorry, my computer goes wrong. Okay, yeah, okay. So by 2020, and our world temperature has already been up by 1.09 degrees Celsius, right? And I want you to guess that which year will our world temperature rise by 1.5? The answer is 2040. And my elder sister's son was born this year. But you know that when the young Bodhisattva, okay, has been 18 years old, and this poor young man has to face a lot of natural disasters brought up just by us, human beings, including extreme weather conditions and of course the pandemic, right? Okay, so every evidence shows that what Mr. Zheng Yan says, it's too late, but we have to do something urgently right now. Okay, right? I think everybody online here, maybe you are married, you have family members, you have your sons, and you have your grandsons, granddaughters, right? And think, right, what are we going to leave for our next generation? Are they the shortage of food? Are they the pandemic? Of course not, right? And if we don't do something, and how are we going to leave our next generation? Okay, something good, something positive. This is the questions I'm asking you, right? Okay. So 2 years ago, one magazine which is named Tianxia also, okay, had a composition which said, okay, and actually children wanted, okay, clean air, clean environment, and the children ask these questions, what do you adults leave us, right? Okay, right? And I want to tell you that, okay, and the earth is not left by our ancestors, but we borrow this, okay, from our next generations, right? This is really, really saddening, right? Okay. Yeah, and I also want to show you some evidence, right? Okay, and unfortunately, in 2022, which is this year, and we have been all depleted all the natural resources by July 28th, right? And now, okay, the resources we are using are borrowed by the nature, from the nature, okay, right? And now we are depleting, we are using, okay, 7 times more than, okay, the Earth's resources, right? Okay, and now, okay, in summer, the temperature is 40 degrees Celsius during the daytime in Hualien. However, I insist on not turning on the air conditioner, okay? And if we can do this a little by little, I think we can save at least a little bit Earth's energies, right? Okay, and by November this year, then we will have more than 8 million citizens on Earth, residents on Earth, right? It means that we have to consume more energies than we can imagine. Okay, and for some remote areas or some poor countries, and they have to burden more disasters, right? Because they are born in a less a health environment. And let's go back to Australia. Okay, I like to share with you that do you remember that in 2019 that we had a forest fire that year, and it just took more than 4.8 billion, 480,000 animals, right? And this year in summer, do you know that the forest has to face a 56 degrees Celsius, which is a really super high temperature, right? Okay. And of course, this is global warming. So every year that we know that the weather is hotter and hotter. And on Earth, we have 180 areas which break the history record, which means that the extreme weather has already influenced more than 50%, half of the world's citizens, right? In Spain, it is super hot, hotter than 43 degrees Celsius, right? And in UK, the weather forecaster has already predicted that the extreme weather will have to affect our Earth, but now it happened 28 years earlier than we can expect. Let's talk about Taiwan. I think that we feel very, very hard. We say hard, right? Okay, last week, and you know that Hualien was extremely hot, right? I felt it really, really deeply, and it also happened in China. Okay, and for physical temperature, I mean, you can feel the temperature, and we feel that in China the temperature was a 50, right? And if we turn on the air conditioning, and it means that we will just feel a little bit cool inside, but we make our Earth hotter. It is never a good idea. All right, and now let's take a look at another statistics about global warming, and it says that by 2060 there would be no winter, no cold season in Taiwan. Okay, last year in July in Taiwan, I remember that we faced a crisis of a water shortage, right? But I think it is easily forgotten by everybody. I really have to warn everybody that global warming is a big problem. Okay, Taiwan is a small island, therefore our sea level rising is always faster than other countries, right? And now we say that Taiwan looks like a sweet potato, but by 2050, and it will look like a banana, which is that, okay, our land is narrowing, okay? We have less and less land for people to live, and it will cause a lot of damage and loss, right? And actually, okay, it is already happening, but it will go worse in the future, right? Well, so global warming, extreme temperature, extreme climate condition also brings some like a very vivid negative impact, and that is it brought up the food prices, right? And it is all because of the rising a temperature, which brings very big impact on the growing of the food, right? Okay, and I think for all the crises that we face, then we really need to cultivate some good habits, okay, and we have to do it just from our own actions, right? And they are all the science, okay, that our Mother Nature is trying to expressing to us, right? And are we listening to what our Mother Earth is talking about? And maybe not, right? And we have a flood, and we have a forest fire, and we have the temperature rising, and they are all the science from Mother Earth. But we usually ignore all the science, although we really know all of them, right? So what can we do? And let me share the quote from Leonardo DiCaprio. And he says that you are the final and the best hope for the earth. If you don't do something, and the earth will no longer be there. And I'm grateful that we can promote you like two activities, right? And number one, okay, and we need something like a solar energy, something like a nuclear power. But no, actually, let me tell you, the best resources that we save the resources, we save energy, right? And this is really the best way for us, right? No matter how much energy, how much power can be created, if we can save it, and it is the best way. Take myself, for example. During the night, if I needed to turn on the light for my computer, I will just turn a little bit dim light on, and I think this is enough for me to just light up my computer screen, and that will be enough, right? Okay. And when I take a shower, I always save the shower, and I always save the water, and I use the water, and I go and do some other cleanings, right? And the next one I wanted to promote is, again, vegetarianism, okay? And this is a kind of a crucial environmental protection, now, okay, I say crucial because, beef, you can see from the chart, beef really consumes the most of the energies, the land on earth, right? Okay, and because if we have cows, if we eat beef, and that how much feed and how much water and how much land are required for them before we eat the beef, right? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, before we really spend the money buying some food, and please think twice, right? What we eat really impacts our environment, right? Okay, and tackling the world's most urgent problem, and I say, is meat, according to the UN, right? Okay, and food is already not enough. And all the cows, right, okay, in the world will just consume 1/3 of the farming land, okay, and it causes people, okay, famine, okay, and most of the food on earth is eaten by animals, right, okay, not by people, okay, so it is a food crisis. And the American, okay, the United States also had a survey that, okay, if we can eat more like beans, like grains, like nuts, or seeds, vegetables, fruits, if we can eat all of them, and they bring less like a negative impacts to our earth, right? Okay, and here I got some statistics for you, right? Okay. And because we have more population in the world, so we don't have enough land for all the livestock there, right? Therefore, and the businessmen will just cage all the animals, right? And they just like feed them through some kind of feed, of course, and and antibiotics, right? And I think if we eat, all the animals from them, and what do you eat? We eat antibiotics and we eat other chemicals, right? Is that good? No, of course not, right? And we also have some studies that says that we have to save our lives by what we eat, right? Okay, and in this like a book, it just says that the scientists spend like over 40 years, okay, doing this study, and it says that 90% of the fatal disease can be prevented, can be cured by eating right, right? Well, and we eat so much like a hormone, okay, and we also eat so many like dairy products here, and are they healthy? No, okay. So the game changers, right? And this is the thing that I want to promote to you, right? And some like athletes, they don't eat the eggs, they don't have milks, right? But how can they just perform so like professionally and powerfully? And this is the study that tells you all of this, right? And if we raise like livestock, and of course, as I mentioned, they will really bring you a great harm to our earth, right? And they include like a desertization, and they include the harm to the forests. I mean the rainforests, right? Okay, and you can see all the statistics and information online. And also now let's come to the ocean. I care really much about the land and the animals, but I just couldn't imagine that underwater, okay, it also had drastic harms and changes in the sea, right? Okay, and let me tell you this, right? Over 1 minute, over 5 million of fish will be caught, right? Okay, and this is the sea piracy. Let's say, okay, sea piracy. Okay, it is a sea crisis, right? Okay, and we always like get water from the ocean, and we just deprive the ocean from not only water but also all the sea lives, right? Why? Because we just want to eat them, right? And the scientists will just have another shocking prediction that by year 2050, and there will be no fish and the sea lives in the ocean. Therefore, at that time, we will have to be forced to be vegetarians, right? Okay, and I, of course, am a vegetarian, and I just encourage more than 300 people to take like a vegetarian diet. And I want them not to only be a vegetarian, but also a vegan. Very important to every country. And because we have like a plant-based diet, and we have a beautiful restaurant, beautiful environment. And why I promote like a vegan? Because I just couldn't find any eggs without not sacrificing chickens and lives, right? And if we, still drink milk, and the milk actually are from cows, and I think the milk are for cows' children, not us human beings, right? So I think we can't just deprive all the cows from the food which was originally for their like baby cows, the calves, right? Okay. So I think if we can bring all the ideas and the positive impact to one person, and one person brings such an impact to more people, I think it will be kind of butterfly effects, right? Okay. And I always ask that would you like to challenge yourself for 21 days, for 30 days, right? And even for more days, right? And this is a very, very good a campaign activity that I really encourage everybody to participate, right? Okay. And I think if we take a veggie diet, I mean vegan diet, right? And it is really healthy, right? Okay. And we can have a grain, we can have beans, of course, vegetables, and they are enough for us, right? And after 21 days of challenging the vegan diets, right? And we are sure that all the participants are healthier in every part of their body. Now, let me share you with my own checkup, reports, right? After 7 years of taking a vegan diet, right? Okay, and this is my blood test results, right? Okay, and I'm also a bone marrow a donor. So every evidence, every statistic show that I'm a super healthy, right? Okay. And here I want to share you that after I take a vegan, I take a vegan diet, right? And my protein is never reduced. Okay, so if you know exactly where your protein is from, and you can just take it, right? And let me tell you, they are from soybeans, not animals. So all the statistics, okay, are very clear. And I become more beautiful. I become slimmer. Okay, my skin looks fairer than before. I think we can really participate in more campaigns and activities, right, to make us better person, to make us a better people, and protect the earth, right? I think this is the only one lifetime we have, and also we have only one planet, which is our Earth, right? I think we are responsible to take care of animals, right? So as Master Zheng says, right, the only one way to protect not only ourselves but also the earth and all the animals is vegetarian or even vegan diets, right? I think we have to coexist with the environment and earth, and let's begin with access. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. And we have to save our environment by ourselves, right? And everybody must participate, right? Okay. And we have a message saying that thank you, Peishan. And if we want to have a healthy life, and we have to also save our earth, right? And the only remedy is through vegetarian diets, right? And Master Zheng encouragement is a must do, okay? And Peishan also donates her bone marrow and takes a vegetarian diets, vegan diets, right? And this is really awesome, all right? And we have a young man from Canada saying that, okay, it is great to see you here, right? And also one more lady saying hello to Peishan. And we promote a vegan diets, and we also have to just do it and be the change you wish and see in the world. Thank you very much, Peishan. Now we have our final unit today, and it is our monthly subject, and it is about the environmental education. Okay.
Hi everyone. I'm Yujing, and I'm grateful to have this opportunity to share with everyone that how we receive the visitors and share the experiences. And Tama Master Zheng says, 进思后 is our home, so we must receive all the visitors with sincerity and help them to understand what we are doing. So, Kaohsiung Training Guide T, we have total 14 groups, and we conducted tour guide every week. And I remember that on October 25th, there are visitors from Tainan Soil and Water Conservation Bureau visited. Those visitors are more than what we received usually. So we got supporters from other teams. We work together to complete the task. And as there are total 39 visitors, so we got 3 teams. In the beginning, we introduced Tzu Chi missions, including the 4 major missions. And for environmental protection in 1990, Mr. Zheng Yan called for waste reduction and resource recycling. And so Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall actually is the first environmental education facility certified by government in Tzu Chi. And actually the first tour team led by Brother Pan Ji Li, and we share the animated film of Typhoon Morocco, so the visitors could be aware of the merciless of nature disasters. And for Brother Pan Jin Long also, Brother Pan Ji Li also shared his own experience. And only that with diligence and sincerity can we prevent the disasters. And he also grateful to Tzu Chi for lighting up the rest of his life. And we also have Brother Pan Jin Long to share that when he was the disaster relief commander of the National Army that year, he was touched by Tzu Chi Volunteers' long-term selfless efforts, and he then became Tzu Chi Volunteers after retirement. And for the breakfast cart in the low-carbon living hall, we help the visitor to understand that by taking vegetarian diet can reduce carbon footprint, save the earth, and reduce natural disasters. And in the Compassion Technology Hall, we explain the compassion wisdom of plastic bottle recycling and the production of eco blanket for those from disaster areas. So we actually work together to make it happen. So united we stand, divided we fall. Working together, we can get strength. Thank you for listening. There's no sound. Hi everyone, I'm Zhu Jinluan, and I'm to share the topic of live out the Buddha's teachings and be a living bodhisattva. There were 5 Girl Scouts of Kaohsiung government led by the team leader visited Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall. And in 1996, Darling Tzu Chi Hospital broke ground and held a charity concert. And the statue of 10,000 Buddha is the international artist, Mr. Zhu Ming's artwork made of bronze. And during the exhibition in Kaohsiung, all volunteers were very happy to see it. And everyone had a common wish that the statue will be kept in Kaohsiung. And in August 1997, Brother Du donated them to Tzu Chi Foundation. And Brother Chen Jinfa in Taipei also wanted to purchase the statue of 10,000 Buddha to keep in Hualien Jingsi Hall. And Master Zheng Yan finalized to place it in Kaohsiung. As Kaohsiung volunteers like so much, and the briefing of this statue expands to many activities. So people can understand that everyone is invited to cultivate the blazing fields with good hearts. And the posters on both sides of the lotus slope. And also in Jingsi Hall, we have the flying angels in the lobby represents Tzu Chi for major missions. Not only the charity, but also the medicine and humanity. And the posters on both sides of the lotus slope are the records of Tzu Chi volunteers' efforts in the community. Master Zheng Yan led Tzu Chi commissioners and volunteers to uphold and carry out Master Yin Sun's teachings. Because of Jingsi Hall is used as the Wenxun injection site. So there's actually a visitor shared that she passed Jingsi Hall several times, but thought only people in Tzu Chi uniform are allowed in. So after the visit, she realized that actually this is the good neighbor, and also understand that we can live out Buddha's teachings and be a living bodhisattva. So after the visit, everyone were joyous and not that serious as their imagination. So they invited to take group pictures. Thank you for your listening. And okay, so let me introduce that Brother Yujing. Because of his profession, that we can build up the sound facility. So especially thanks to Brother Yujing. And we thank you for the tour guide team. And we also have the positive feedback here. When the feedback from the audience that usually I only turn on the fan instead of aircon. So our body actually can adjust by itself. That's the action we can take to protect the earth. And also, when you watch this video again, then welcome to share the links. And for the audience, if you couldn't join us in time, then you are welcome to watch the video online again later on. And here, let's take a look at the pictures. It's so beautiful. And we also have some great books, and welcome to purchase. We also have the gift pack for Father's Day, and also Jingsi products. They are really good products for our life. And this time we also have the stem remover and the Jingsi herbal tea series. to protect ourselves. And next week, we are going to have brothers from Tzu Chi, Canada, and also brothers and sisters for sharing, And we also have Dr. Tai from Jiayi Tzu Chi Clinic. And for the week, the third week of this month, we'll have Brother He Zhisheng as well as Lin Jiali. And welcome to watch the new drama. No problem at all. I'd like to be with you because you have positive energy. Without hard working, nothing prospers. You must have influence. So everyone is so important. Let's share the links to everyone. And so gratitude, really grateful to everyone. Let's wave to Master and old Master from Jingsi. Okay, so see you next time. Thank you.
活动组也一并上来，我们直接在2楼拍照。今天。